Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We are super excited today. We have Larry Rosenthal, also known as Unique Larry, with us. He is the owner, operator, and CEO of Unique Upholstery, Carpet, and Rug Cleaning, located right here in Northbrook, Illinois, and has been in the carpet cleaning business since 1991, a true expert in the industry. He opened up Unique Upholstery, Carpet, and Rug Cleaning in 2003 to serve a much-needed niche in the Chicago's North Shore and surrounding areas with real exceptional attention to service and detail. And that's really reflected in the stellar 5-star reviews he has on Google and Yelp, and over 150 reviews on the prestigious Best Picks. Larry, I want to welcome you to the show.
Thanks, Marcus. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, let's just jump right into it. Tell us about Unique Upholstery, Carpet, and Rug Cleaning and how you're helping your customers.
Well, the biggest thing that I'm helping clients with now is with pet issues. That seems to be the niche that I found over the years. After 28 years, you realize you get a lot of calls from that, and you just can't spray something on there or try to clean it yourself because you're dealing with bacteria. You're not dealing with soil coming off of the bottom of your shoes. So I've been able to focus in on that niche and really solve people's problems, and that's what it's all about, and get the cleanliness and the healthy environment back restored to their home.
That's wonderful. They must really appreciate that. And why is it important? I mean, I've never really heard anyone talk about the bacteria and those kinds of things.
Well, yeah, most people don't talk about it, but you have to remember it's waste matter from an animal, whether it's a cat or a dog. And we do a lot of things where children have little accidents that they go on the carpet also. And this is bacteria that goes in there, and it can soak down even beneath the carpet into the padding also. So you've got to know how to treat that type of product situation. So there's certain products that we use, and we're always extracting and rinsing with clean water, so we leave no chemical residues in the carpet. That's important because the healthy environment of the home is the most important thing I'm looking for with people, in addition to the appearance. Obviously, people want their carpet to look beautiful also. But if you don't get the bacteria out, it still lingers in there, and you can still have odors, as a lot of people know. You can have it, and you'll smell it. Believe me, when a pet goes enough times, you'll know.
Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. And I'm guessing that since you help solve the pet issues, that also leads into cleaning other upholstery and carpets and cleaning that sort of thing in people's homes.
Yes, absolutely. I was cornered in a few years ago. People say, "Oh, I see your ads all the time, Larry. Oh, this is great, but I don't have any pets." Well, that's my niche, is pets. But most everything else we clean. We clean hardwood floors, clean them, obviously, and upholstery, regular carpet without pets, and all that tile and grout, nice oriental rugs. We do everything in the home. So we restore everything. And the nice thing about our system is everything is rinsed out. So whatever we shampoo in the carpet, every ingredient, we extract it out with water. We don't want anything harmful left in the carpet or furniture because it does a couple of things. It can re-soil quicker. And people have said that over the years. They said, once I get my carpets clean, it seems to get dirtier faster. How could that be? The reason is there's something in there holding it in there, and it's usually some kind of chemical ingredient that people eat. But since 91, no chemical residue. We extract everything out. For whatever we put in, we take it out so it's healthy for your children and your pets and yourself and your overall health.
I love that. I know when my daughter was born in 2001, I did a lot of research into finding just materials alone that don't have that chemical off-gassing and residue, because who wants that? I mean, we're bombarded all this day and age. We don't want more stuff. We want less stuff. So that's great to hear.
They say that indoor air pollution is 10 times worse than outdoor, which is interesting because everything's trapped inside. Everything's recirculating. So even if you have some bacteria and you have off-gassing from pet urine, let's say, what happens is it goes through the vent system and it just keeps circulating around. People have respiratory, they have coughs they can't get rid of, sore throats, and people who are really, really sensitive can't have it in there. That's the niche. That's what I go after. Whether it's pet or not, I will get the bacteria. I will get the things out of the carpet that cause the type of thing.
That's fantastic. I love it. So obviously there must be advantages to doing yearly professional carpet cleaning for homeowners in the North Shore area.
Oh, absolutely. Think about it. In a year's time, how much debris can accumulate in carpet? And the problem with carpet, it's a great filter. It hides everything. So you look at the top of the carpet and you go, wow, it still looks good. Well, you should see what's in the bottom. I did an experiment. I did a video on YouTube that shows I could take a pound of dirt or sand and completely make it disappear in 1 square foot of carpet. 1 square foot is completely invisible. It goes down to the bottom of the fibers. So if you look at that video, you'll see, and then I turn the little sample carpet upside down and all this sand comes out of there. So, and that's what does a lot of damage. It's the stuff you can't see. If you spill coffee or wine or Coke or any beverage, it's certainly not going to just stay on the top of the fibers. It's going to penetrate down. Most people use a spot cleaner. They clean it, it looks good, but it's still down in the bottom of the fibers. That's where we go after. Our system is designed to go to the bottom of the fibers, not to get the back of the carpet or the padding wet ever, but just to the bottom of the fibers and extract it. We learn the technique to do it and then dry it really well after we're done rinsing the carpet. And you should have no spots returning hardly at all, ever, unless people have used their own cleaner, and a lot of it. But we always will come back. If something ever returns, we'll come back and take care of it, always.
That sounds like a very thorough process. I love it. That's fantastic. So tell me, you specialize obviously in pets. What do you think are the biggest myths out there when it comes to removing pet stains and urine removal?
Well, people think that they can just buy some Nature's Miracle or some pet product and spray it on there and it goes away. It doesn't work that way because you're almost like putting a Band-Aid on the problem, okay? Things have to be removed. So I tell people who get new puppies, we take care of the carpet for them the first time. I tell them to get a little spotting machine and use water or a mixture of water and vinegar to extract, and that they can keep up with until the puppy is trained. But try doing it yourself and trying to clean it. As we said before, you can't clean it, but vinegar and water is very good with that. But we have exceptional products, especially if you develop a bad odor and it's off-gassing in there. We will kill that odor for you. So trying to do it yourself is not the way to do it. Just because it says here you spray this and it's a pet product, it's going to work. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
That makes a lot of sense. So are there any other common misconceptions that homeowners might have about dealing with those pet stains and urine removal or even the carpet cleaning industry in general?
Well, they probably think it can't be done correctly. Or they've had this company and then they tried this company and they tried this company. That's the only thing that comes to mind right now is don't do it yourself. Don't try to spray anything on there, and make sure that you're dealing with a good company that really knows what to do with this. Otherwise, you're going to be walking on this, getting it on your shoes or on your feet, which is even worse. I've been in many homes where people have a lot of spots all over the place. Some you can see, some you can't, but I can smell it. And they're just going to get it, and it's just bad. So you don't wait. And what we're going to see in the summer months is when people start to open their windows, the humidity is going to come in, and urine loves moisture. So if through the winter your pet is having accidents here and there that you don't see at all, you're going to start to smell it. As soon as that moisture comes in the house, it's going to off-gas, and you're going to start to smell it. And that pet could have been doing it for months or years in there you didn't know. Because not all is detected. You can't always detect it. So don't try to do it yourself, and hire somebody that you feel really is knowledgeable in this.
That makes total sense. Do you find that there's common fears that homeowners have about pet stains removal, or they fear that, oh my gosh, I let it go too long, so now I'm just going to have to replace the carpeting?
Oh, a lot of people do that. And that's why we ask a lot of questions on the phone to see. If it's a bad odor, it's usually time to replace the carpet. If you go into a room and it's off-gassing to the point where it's overpowering, it's not worth it. And we're always honest with people. We're never going to try to do something that we can't make perfect. Because once it goes through the carpet, into the backing, into the pad, now you've got a situation where how are you going to get to the actual problem? You can't. And that padding is a sponge. And you know as well as I do, you leave your sponge on your counter in your kitchen for a while, you know what that smells like. Well, urine can do that also. And you don't want that smell around. You don't want that at all. So you got to take care of it correctly. And sometimes it is too far gone, but we'll always let you know. Even if we come to the house, we'll let you know. But usually over the phone, we can tell, especially with cats. Their urine is 10 times stronger than dogs. So that's a real tough one in there.
I bet.
Yeah.
That's good to know that sometimes it can be fixed and taken care of, and sometimes it's just past the point of no return. And the fact that you're honest with homeowners, I bet you they really appreciate that.
Well, they do. We'll always let them know. It's just not worth it. Because if we have to pull the carpet up, take the pad out, then the floor has to be treated. You have to bleach the floor and reseal it, then put new pad, try to decontaminate the back of the carpet and the front. And if it's in multiple areas, it's almost impossible to do that. And it gets so costly, it's just not worth it. I tell people, if it's going to cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars to do it, for a little bit more, replace it. Just tear it up, throw it away, start over, but you got to sequester the animal because the animal doesn't have to smell it to go back to it. The animal will remember it went there and it's a safe place to go. I have that through experience through my first dog. I had a problem even before I was in the business that I tried to have it cleaned and tried to have it cleaned. And then I took the pad out, I bleached and sealed the floor. He went back to it. So I gave up. I replaced the carpet. There was absolutely no smell. He went back to it. The animals will remember there's a safe place. Because remember, an animal went there the first time at some point and there was nothing in there. So you have to remember they find a comfortable place. And the hardest thing is when you move into a new home, existing home, if they had pets and you don't detect anything, an animal's sense of smell is so much superior to ours. They'll smell anything, and they may, especially if it's a male dog, they may want to start marking their territory, and it gets real crazy then. Yeah, I've seen some interesting things out there, believe me.
It's interesting you mentioned that they remember that. It's not just the smell of it, but they actually, the memory of that location.
So I tell people that even after we're done decontaminating, we don't just clean it, we decontaminate it. Okay, that's the key. We may not smell it, they smell it. But even if they don't smell it, they remember, I used to go right here in front of the couch or on the side of the couch or over here, over there. And they're certainly not going to do it while you're watching. So I tell people, if you're really serious about this, you have to sequester the animal when you're not with them. Otherwise, they're going to go back to it. And it's going to be an ongoing situation. And as I said, my number one goal is not only the appearance, but we have to remove the bacteria and make it a healthy environment about that because you're all closed up most of the time. We don't want you breathing it. Even if you don't smell it totally, but once in a while you smell it. It's like having a musty basement. You go into people's basements and you go, oh, it must have had a flood or it's a little bit musty. Could be coming from the crawl space. Well, what is that? It's bacteria, it's mold, it's mildew, it's circulating around. You're breathing it into your body. Most people have the immune system can handle that. Some people can't. But why put that in your body and the stress on your body anyway? That's not the way to do things.
Absolutely. So you're not just covering up the symptoms. You're actually curing the problem, which is great.
We're killing it. We don't use a deodorizer. A deodorizer makes things smell wonderful, but it doesn't get to the problem. Okay? The problem is what's in there, that bacteria. That's got to be destroyed. Now you're not going to have a smell. So you get to the cause of that. Once the cause, but as I said, if it goes through the carpet, into the pad, into the floor, you've got an issue. Now, a lot of times it's not a problem. We can take care of it. We don't even have to go to the pad. If we can get enough of it out of the carpet, it won't permeate back. It just depends how long the animal's been going there. You know, I've taken classes in all this. You can imagine a dog that maybe urinates 2 to 4 ounces each time it goes. Well, let's say 2 ounces. Well, if it goes every day there in a year, so you've got 365 times 2. That's a lot of urine. That's gallons and gallons of urine in the carpet. And then people pour stuff on there to try to spread it out. And it's a mess. And we see it. When we pull carpet back, we can see it and show people the actual staining on the back of the carpet. And if it's too far gone, as I said, we're always going to be honest with people and say, it's just not worth us doing this. It really isn't. And some people say, do it anyway, but okay. And we do it. But we try to convince people to do the right thing. Let's get it out of here, start from scratch, put some gates up, and then don't worry about it, and you're fine. Health is most important with me.
That's great. What other perceived obstacles do you see that might be preventing homeowners from seeking help from a carpet cleaner like yourself?
The obstacles, I think lack of education. A lot of people don't know the differences between the different carpet cleaners. Also, they're afraid. People are afraid to have strangers in their home. We deal primarily mostly with women are home. And it's a natural thing to be a little afraid. You got these guys coming into your home, invading your home. It's tough. So I've talked to a lot of people over the years. They're just afraid to have people in. They don't know who they're getting. I tell people, go to our website, check us out. I put all my men on there so you can meet them. They're family men, been with me a long, long time. Or call the company and see how you feel. Because we have a lot of people call around and they're checking like a commodity. We're really not a commodity because it's like the difference between a Chevrolet and a Mercedes. They're both great cars. They both get you. They do a good job. But the Mercedes, the quality is, that's what we'd like to think where we're at. We're going to give you the quality, but not just in the cleaning, but in the experience that you're going to have. We want people to feel comfortable in their own home when we're there because we really are a tolerated irritant. That's how I put it. We are. I mean, you hate to have people in. I mean, it's true, though. If you talk to anybody, it's like, oh, God, I got to clean up, pick up the clothes. They're going to be moving like dressers and this and that. It's like you're upsetting their home, and we get it. We've taken classes in that also. My men have all gone to classes in how to deal with people so they understand. Especially with women, it's a whole different process dealing with women. They're afraid, rightly so. So we want to take that fear away. When you meet my guys, you feel comfortable from the initial, when they knock on the door, you'll see. And that's the key about this. That's the key, is giving that kind of service. And obviously the quality, you have to stand behind the quality too.
Absolutely. So are there any little-known pitfalls or common mistakes that you see homeowners make when they're dealing with having their carpets cleaned or dealing with these pet stains and urine removal?
The biggest thing that comes to mind, I guess, would be they fall for these specials out there. There's still guys out there that charge $5.95 a room. Now, if it sounds too good to be true, as we all know, it is. And it's the sales game I've learned over the last 28 years, is they come in with this low price, and then it's time to sell. Okay, because most of them are on a commission. They're on a low pay scale and a commission. So whatever they sell, they get a big piece of that. I don't like to do that. I think if you're upfront with people and give them a price up front, at least a range. Okay, it's not going to exceed this, go from here to here. It's a better feeling than going in and it's $100 and you leave with $500. If you want a client one time, if that's how you do business, that's how you do it. And that's what these guys do. They're never going to get somebody twice. I don't want that. I want people on repeat, and I want them to tell their friends and their family about us. I want them to feel real comfortable, that they feel real good about recommending and endorsing us, knowing that's going to be done perfect. So
absolutely,
that's my philosophy.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And I know you've gone to great lengths, even on your YouTube channel, with all the videos that you do of explaining things and getting people to know you and your guys and your company. You've done a fantastic job with that. It's great. They should definitely go check out your YouTube channel.
Well, it's about education. Using the analogy I did with the Chevrolet and the Mercedes. Nothing wrong with either one of them, but that's the difference in the cleaning also. And people who are homeowners know that, whether it's a painter, an electrician, you've got cheap guys, and there's a reason. Nobody is cheap and does great work. They just can't. They can't keep that quality up. So you have to charge a fair rate for people, but you got to give them the best. My thing is, you give them the best. If you're not happy, I'll get you happy. And it doesn't happen that often where we can't solve a problem. It really isn't, because soil is so easy. But the key is make it look great for a long time. So the carpets, most people don't have to call us, but every year to 2 years. Even if they don't see anything in the carpet, they need to get it done. It's that unseen soil that gets done in it. And if you vacuum weekly, great. You get about 70%. But you have cooking oils. You have foot oils. If you have pets, you're going to have pet oils. You're going to have, I call them butt draggers, those dogs that drag the butt of gorilla. My dog does it too. That's pretty funny too. I love that. So there's so many things that go on. Think about it. Even if it's coming with shoes, what you're bringing from the outside. People say, we don't wear shoes, but you have oils. Especially in master bedrooms, people say, well, nobody goes up there. Well, you're putting lotion on your feet and then you're walking out on the carpet. The oils get there. And we always see patterns coming out of master baths from the oil. There's deodorant sprays. There's all kinds of chemicals that most people use on their bodies that could interfere. Cooking oils. When you're cooking or doing anything in your home, it's got to go somewhere. And it's going to end up down in the carpet. And that's oil. That's not going to vacuum out.
Yeah, you got to deep clean that, which makes a lot of sense.
You got to. You have to. You have to get the unseen stuff out of there. You have to get it out of there to make the carpet look great and be healthy for people.
Absolutely. Would you share a specific example of how you helped one of your customers overcome some of these obstacles and succeeded in getting the stains, whether it's the pet stains and your removal or the oils and that sort of thing, out of their carpets?
Oh, God, there's so many of them. I've cleaned tens of thousands of people. The one that comes to mind, I hate to give the worst thing, obviously, but we went to a home about 12, 13 years ago, and they had 16 cats. Well, I told them up front that when I walked in, I could see the lining in the garage of kitty litter. Just a whole wall just lined up with kitty. I'm like, 16. So I had to ask him why, and he gave me the explanation of why, and okay, great. But I walked in, and the odor was so bad, I'd like, sir, I don't think I can really be of help here. It's too strong in here. You need to replace the carpet. He had just replaced the carpet, like within less than a year. So we were able to make it better. Were we able to solve it totally? No, but it was better for him. But he wasn't going to get rid of the cats. I didn't want him to replace the carpet again. So we told him we'll do the best we can on it. And we did. We did a good job. The nice thing about cats is they usually go around the edges. So at least you know where the concentration of urine is. They back up and they spray along the edges. And that's the one good thing we have. We really took our time. And it was new carpet. The rest of the carpet was fine. But when you have 16 cats, and they were, at that time, he had 6 feral cats. I didn't know what a feral cat was till I learned they're wild cats, so you can't touch them or train them. They're going to go where they go. If they go in the box, that's great. If they don't, well, but we've had so many things over the years that we've helped people with. And I want to clarify one thing. We use the word stains. Now, stain is something permanent. Nobody can get a stain out. You can get spots out, but you can't get a stain, which is really interesting. I learned that in school when I first started the business. So, and then people say, well, how do you know if it's a spot or a stain? And I tell people, well, if it comes out, it was a spot. If it's still there, it's a stain. And you can have a coffee stain and you can have a coffee spot. Depends on the coffee. Depends on if there's a cream and sugar. Depends on how old the carpet is. Was it treated with a carpet protector? Did you try to clean it with something? How old is it? So we ask those questions so we don't over-promise people. But if they haven't touched it, chances are we have a chance. Like nail polish. People still nail polish. Did you touch it? Yes, I almost got it out. It's done. So maybe you remember ever getting a spaghetti sauce on your shirt and you forgot to pre-spot it before you threw it in the washing machine. You go, oh, darn. Oh, my God. So you get it out. It's still there a little. You're not getting it out now. It sets it in. There's dye sites in carpet. There's actually how the dyes kind of get into how they put colors in there. And these dye sites are open a lot. And if something gets in there and gets into the dye site, it re-dyed the carpet. Urine does that a lot. Hair dye does that a lot. It re-dyes the carpet. Certain kinds of mustards can do it. Soy sauce can do it. So I tell people, especially in dining rooms, if we're cleaning your dining room furniture, your chairs, get it protected because now you got a chance. So if you spill something, chances are it's not going to get into those dye sites. That's what we're protecting. I don't use a lot of those technical things when we talk to clients. We just tell them this is really worth it. And if it's done correctly, and I warranty it, I mean, if in a year's time, if you spill something out and you can't get it, I come out no charge because I know it's going to come out. But everybody gets a free spot cleaner too. So I give them a safe spot cleaner that won't set anything in for absolutely free and free lifetime replacements. As long as I'm alive, and I'm sticking around for a while, that's for sure.
Well, I know you take care of your health really good. You're always in the gym, so I know that's true. So that's fantastic. I've never heard of a carpet company ever giving out a warranty, so that's phenomenal.
Well, if you know what you're doing, you know what the results are going to be. And as long as people don't try to clean it themselves, as I said, that's when it gets crazy because now you're scrubbing and fuzzing the fibers and you could possibly set it. So I tell people we have a 24-hour service that if it's 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday night, certainly we're not working. But if you call them and say, I just spilled some red wine on a couch, what do I do? Somebody will get back to you. As long as we're not asleep, as long as we're awake, we will call you back because we monitor the phones because things don't always happen during office hours. So we don't mind getting back to people, say, do this, put this on here. We'll make arrangements to get out there ASAP. It's during the week. We'll get there next day, next morning if we can. But that's the biggest thing is don't listen to your neighbors who say, oh, yes, I use gasoline. Believe me, I've heard this. I've used gasoline to try to clean my carpet. I used bleach and it did well, took the spot out. Took all the color out of the carpet too, but it took the spot out. And you don't want to be doing that. And save your money, have me come in, and I'll give you a bottle of spot cleaner that you can use, and I'll give you replacements all the time. That's the key.
That's fantastic. So, Larry, what inspired you to become a carpet cleaner in the first place?
Well, it wasn't really an inspiration, to be honest with you. I was in the advertising business, and one of my clients was a guy who cleaned carpet. And I'm like, interesting. I didn't know the first thing about it. And he was just doing really well. This was back in the 80s. I actually started my first job in cleaning in the 80s. So I got out of the sales and started working for him as a technician just to learn it and see if there's something I may want to get involved with. And I found it fascinating that people clean carpets. I never had carpets cleaned. I mean, I rented apartments. I was young then, so I didn't know anything about it. So after a few years, I said, I think I can do this. So in 91, started my own company and haven't looked back since and been taking classes to learn the chemistry of it and how to deal with people and all that. So it's so important. You need an understanding of some chemistry in this too. What products to use. And I buy top of the line products. I don't skimp on anything. The trucks I buy are the absolute top of the line trucks. I don't want any malfunctions. I want everything working perfectly. Most everything I have is totally biodegradable, and I have green products for people who are real sensitive, which I use in my home because I'm sensitive and I don't want chemicals. Even though everything is rinsed out, I just don't want fancy chemicals or anything like that. And as I said, I've been using the same products for 28 years. I haven't changed the products at all. They work so well. And they're getting better and better as time goes on. We're able to get more and more spots out now. No stains, though. Can't get stains out. Remember that.
That's great. So you actually really offer a true green product, which, again, is very unheard of in this day and age. So,
yep, it is.
Can you share a lesson you learned early on that still impacts how you do business today?
A lesson early on. Well, be careful. That was one of the things. It's like an obstacle course we're in a home. So obviously, be careful in the home. Treat people. I always like to treat people like I'd want to be treated as a homeowner. I'm trying to think of what else. Honesty and integrity, and that's been the lifeblood of my business. I've taught all my men that, and they're a delight to work with. But yeah, that's what comes to mind now.
Great. Excellent. What would you say is the most important question homeowners should ask themselves as they consider getting these pet stains and urine removed from their carpet?
Well, you want to deal with a company. Obviously, I say, I need to deal with somebody I can trust. And that's hard to develop unless you absolutely know the person or the company. So right now, it's a lot easier to go on to Google, to go to people's website and check them out. See the feel. I tell people, get a feel. How are we representing? We don't show the before and after pictures all the time because you can doctor those up. I want you to feel like you're dealing with somebody that really cares. And we do. And it shows that on the website. And then if you want to go further, obviously, give us a call. Talk to us. So we'll talk to you and explain to you what you need to do. Even if you don't deal with us, at least we'll tell you what to look for. Don't shop by price. Doesn't work because there's always somebody to be cheaper. Always, no matter what you do. And it's not a game out there. You want somebody that's going to stand firm. They're going to put their guarantee out there, whatever that may be. And now people say, I guarantee. I guarantee every spot will come out. I guarantee no stains will come out. But if you're not happy, we'll do whatever we can to make you happy. That's one thing we'll do. And you can always deal with me if you need to. I will be in touch. If somebody has a concern of anything, which we don't have many, but look, when you're in business, there's always something that occurs. It's how you handle the situations. And we're on it right away. We don't wait if something happens. So that's the thing. Get a feel for the company, because if you don't know somebody and you don't have a referral, get on some of these sites. Get on Best Pick sites. Get on Google. Get on Yelp and see what kind of reviews. And if everybody has a 5-star review, that's no good. Something's been doctored, because nobody can do that in every situation, every time. I'd like to think that I do, but obviously not everybody's happy all the time. But I follow up and make sure I get them happy, whatever that may be.
Absolutely. No one's that perfect. You can't make everybody happy all the time. I always tell people, my own rule of thumb, if it's between a 4 and a 5-star and preferably 4.5 and up on an overall average, and there's mostly 5 stars out there, then I know that this is a company that will go above and beyond to make sure that we're happy.
Sure.
So that's great.
And I also have on my website, on my front page, I have video testimonials. So people who are really delighted, I send them links and they can actually do a video testimonial. Now that's strong. If you have somebody willing to do a video for you saying, I have Unique and my goodness, my carpets have never looked good and they're staying, 2 years, they still look wonderful. That's what it's about. It's those endorsements that you want. Because, as I said, if you don't know somebody, how are you going to make a decision? Don't think of this as a commodity. It's not a commodity. They're all over the place. There's different methods of cleaning. Think, logically, what makes sense? I tell especially women, when you wash your hair, you put soap, you scrub it with your fingertips, the soap in, and you rinse it. That's what we do. Very few companies do that. They may offer it as an extra option. That's all we do, because we know that's the best way to break down soil and to get everything out of the carpet. So that's how we handle it.
I love it. So, Larry, how can someone find out more information about Unique Larry and Unique Upholstery, carpet and rug cleaning, and how you can help them?
Well, start out at the website, uniquecarpetcleaning.com, okay? And take a look. You'll meet me. There's a lot of videos in there. I want to establish a relationship. See how you feel. It doesn't look like a normal website, okay? I'm into old rock and roll music and the old way, the old craftsmanship. So I talk a little bit about that and get a feel for what we do. Spend a little time on there. And then if it sounds enticing, then give us a call. Let us explain. We'll explain our method, our process and everything. And we'll give you a quote right over the phone. And we're very accurate with that. And there's always 2 men that come to the home. We have a team. And the average guy's been with me for 13 years now, the specialist. So they know what they're doing. Yeah, I don't have a turnover of people. I hire people that are professionals and family people that you can feel real comfortable in your home.
That's fantastic. If they want to be old school and just pick up the phone and call, how do they reach you?
Yeah, the number is 847-459-1600. and they can call us anytime. And if they get the answering service will immediately contact us, because sometimes we don't like to put people on hold. So if it goes through the service, they'll get it. If we're on with a customer, we're not going to break that call. We want to spend the time to make sure everybody's completely aware of what we're doing. And then we'll get right back to them. And that's how we do it. And we'll keep contacting you until we get you.
That's fantastic. Well, Larry, thank you so much for spending the time educating listeners. You shared a lot of golden nuggets here today, and I know everyone really appreciates that. So thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I hope this helps people out there.
Wonderful. Well, there you have it, folks, for this edition of the show. We appreciate you listening, and we'll see you next time on The Inside Track.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.